listening to the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Scoop Slam Podcast. We are back. Another loaded weekend of wrestling to talk about. It feels like a constant here. We've got AAA's Noche de los Grandes and maybe the match of the year, as well as traveling across the pond all the way to Italy for Clash in Italy. A lot to break down, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Before we do anything, though, I'm one half of your hosting team, Micah, otherwise known as Mr. Scoop. And joining me, as always, on the other end of the call, he's the historian of the Scoop Slam Podcast. You cannot stump him. It's Ryan.
Yo, Micah, great to be back here with you. Another weekend. And I can assure you, all of our listeners out there, we are not using Chat GPT to write these shows. But it seems like that's what we're watching every week. But Micah, how you been?
I've been pretty good. And despite the Chat GPT booking that I see, and we're going to get into that a little later, I've got a lot of thoughts about Clash in Italy.
Yeah.
We'll start with that today. We're going to leave off on a good note with the AAA show down in Monterrey. But yeah, it's been a pretty solid week. I've been busy. I met Jeff Hardy this past weekend.
Matt was there.
Matt was there. I met Matt.
You walked past Matt.
Yeah, I shook his hand. I was there to meet Jeff Hardy.
Matt took the picture, huh?
No, I actually got my wife to take the picture. Okay, Matt was conversing with some other fans, but yeah, that was a really cool experience in Birmingham, Iron City Comic Con. I got a little mini vlog out on socials if you guys want to check that out. Other than that, 2 flat tires back to back, Sunday and Monday night. Oh boy. Sunday was just a great day for me, if you can't tell.
Well, we did get some quality wrestling on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday only.
Yeah, we got to say, and we had that phenomenal Game 7 in the NBA. Shout out to Spurs.
Hate watch successful.
Hate watch successful. Yeah. So it's been a busy week. Been a hot week too.
Oh my God, yeah, it was 90. But let me tell you, it was not very hot over in Italy. At least the wrestling wasn't. We're going to start off Clash in Italy with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the WWE Championship.
Well, hold on now. How would you think of the venue, the setup, the crowd? What? Give some thoughts of the aesthetics of the night before we get into this, Micah.
Well, I liked the pillars in the entranceway. I thought that was nice, especially with Gunther's entrance, because that was the first I had seen it.
Yeah.
Pretty fitting for him.
Yeah.
The crowd, as always, they're good over there in England, but I hate to sound like, the pessimist. But the singing gets on my nerves. There's some guys it's good for. Like when they were singing Brock's song and Oba's song, that was cool. But like, you can't, like on Raw, I want to say it was, who was it cutting a promo? It might have been Jacob. And when they were doing that whole thing, and we'll get a little more into that later, but like they were just not letting the segment like have any dynamic. They were just there popping themselves. And I'm glad they have fun, but it just aggravates me after a while.
Yeah, it didn't used to be like that either. I mean, the singing isn't a new thing for the UK fans. I know it's a big soccer thing, but it seems to like infiltrated wrestling over the last couple of years, and it turns into a karaoke event, bro. And it's crazy because when they get loud, the building, the camera literally shakes.
Oh yeah,
you can see that on screen. But the singing and not letting stuff play out, and it just seems like they're trying to get themselves over. Yeah, it was a little much at times, but I did like the way I liked how the venue looked overall.
Yeah, and I might have said UK, and I meant Europe, not the UK.
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Yeah. It's like the Europeans typically just think like half of America is Texas. Everywhere is Texas. But regardless, we'll start it off Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. I will say this too. One last thing about this crowd.
Yeah.
Seeing the AAA crowd in Monterrey the night before,
Oh
man,
man,
that was a hot crowd.
that was a great crowd.
That was like they weren't there to like pop
It,
themselves. They were locked
it,
in.
let me put you on the spot right now. You had to pick the Italy crowd, the Monterey crowd, or the New York crowd for AEW. Which one? Which one was the better crowd?
Ooh. I'm gonna go
You got to
Monterey
pick.
actually.
Think Monterey?
I think Monterey. I would put I would say Monterey, Double or Nothing, and then Italy. The problem with Double or Nothing or the New York crowd is they do get a little burnt out after a while because I mean the show is 5 hours. But I don't know, man. That Monterey crowd to be that up for the main event, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. They peaked at the right time too with that crowd.
Yeah,
That's what happened when you got
100%.
just a 2.5 hour show.
And like, well, I'll save my thoughts for
But
that.
yeah,
But
we'll talk
yeah,
about that. We got a lot to talk about that with that.
yeah. But to start the match off, I thought they had a really good back and forth. To me, it felt like neither guy could get position for a long time. It wasn't just like the typical, Gunther's on top forever because he's the heel. And I liked that because both guys are on the same level. And, the concept of the babyface fighting underneath at times is can be a little repetitive, I guess, in Cody's case. But I thought this was pretty solid. I saw some hate online for it. I thought it was good. It was fast paced. The finish bothered me, and we can dive a little deeper into that. But as far as the match quality goes, I thought it was pretty solid for what, maybe a 12-minute match. I'm not sure how long it actually went.
Yeah, it was about I think a little less than 12. But yeah, that's the complaints that I was seeing was people had their stopwatches out. You know how they get the WWE matches. It's not a good match unless it goes 25 minutes, Mike. I don't know if you're aware of that. But yeah, and people were angry about the dusty finish, which I can understand. But I I, I thought it was okay. You know, the match itself felt like they were holding back on a couple things. They're building to a rematch clearly, but part of me wanted Gunther to just go ahead and beat Cody and get it out the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would have been 100% more interested to watch SmackDown this week. I can tell you that much. But
Yeah,
I think to me, I was more aggravated with the execution of the finish because I caught it in real time. I mean, I saw that you could see the bottom rope vibrating, but
yeah.
it was still just like almost kind of a flash. You
It
very
was a
easily
dusty
could have
finish.
missed it.
It was a dusty finish.
And I don't hate that, but I do agree. I would have rather Gunther just immediately won. And also, I kind of when to me about halfway through the match I realized with how this match was paced and what they were doing, I was like, yeah, we're probably not getting like I knew that they were probably leaving something in the tank for a rematch.
Yeah, yeah. And if they were gonna do this whole rope spot, because I don't know if I can even describe the spot. Uh, Gunther was near the bottom rope and his leg slid underneath the bottom rope. It didn't touch it, but it slid underneath. And it confused a lot of people, Micah. I don't know if there's some newer fans out there, but just in case everybody didn't know, or some of you guys didn't know, if your foot or any part of your body is underneath or outside the boundaries of the wrestling ring, then it is a rope break. And you have to break the pin, break the count. Referee did not see Gunther's foot was underneath the rope, and a lot of people were saying there was a botched finish. I'm like, I don't think you guys know what a rope break is if you thought that was a botch finish.
Yeah, because this is the same reason you'll see guys do holds like, Jericho or somebody. Maybe they've done the walls of Jericho, and the guy's like halfway out of the ring, and it's not necessarily grabbing the rope, but they do the 1, 2, 3. They count to 5 because you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Well, apparently some people think that the only way you can get a rope break is if you put your foot on the ropes, and that's not the case.
No, it's
No.
out or touching or any of the above. That one camera angle, now you couldn't tell from the camera angle they shot it, and that helped as far as like justifying the referee's case. But then later they had a replay cam from that side, and you could clearly see Gunther's leg out. So again, I know people get pissed because it's not a conclusive finish, but this is the wrestling business. And realistically, this is also WWE, and we know that they love to drag things out, and
Yep.
we're going to talk about that a little later as well. But Ryan, I think that's all I've got. We can move on to the women's WWE Championship match,
Yeah.
which was
Go ahead.
Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill.
Hold up now. This was pretty good.
Jade and Rhea. First, two things. First off, we said it back at WrestleMania. I'm going to repeat it here. Put some respect on Jade Cargill's name. She is learning. She is talented. She has a look. And right now, Jade and Rhea has been the best thing in the women's division in WWE all year. Now, that's not a high bar to jump over because they've been lackluster in that regard. But they've cooked every time they've been in the ring together. And that was my number 2. They have good chemistry.
They are 3 for 3 when it comes to having really good matches, because he had the match at Saturday night's main event that I thought was pretty good too. The 6-man that they had.
Yeah.
And then we had this here, and then the one at WrestleMania. I thought this was better than the one at WrestleMania.
See, I'm a little more partial to the Mania one, but that may be the pomp and circumstance of WrestleMania.
Yeah. They got some great chemistry.
They do, and that's a great thing to have, especially when you're missing, one of your biggest stars like Bianca, and realistically, Jade and Rhea probably going to be your next big stars of the next 5 to 8 years. I say next stars; they've already arrived, but for your next 5 to 8, maybe 10 years, depending on how long these ladies want to go.
If anyone's still hating on Jade, saying she can't wrestle, you just hating for no reason at this point. Like, her biggest problem has probably been the booking, which that's like 90% of the problem with all of WWE right now, the booking. But Jade showed in the ring with Rhea and with Naomi. Remember she had that good match with Naomi too?
Yeah.
She showed that she's improved. She's had less than 200 matches, Jade has. And even in this match, man, she showed a little more ring awareness when they had that botched. This actually was a botch when B-Fab was supposed to put Jade's foot on the bottom rope. She couldn't quite get it, so Jade had to put her own foot on the bottom rope. But still, Jade saved that whole thing. That could have been really bad. And yeah, man, I think Jade has just improved so much, and the crowd is still with her. And yeah, man, I can't say anything bad about this match. It was pretty good, except for the B-Fab spot. That was egregious.
Yeah,
did you see that?
Yeah, that's probably one of the
We did
the Tongaloa botch level.
Oh man, which one?
That's what I'm saying. You got to put they're both on the shelf together in terms of like that's the type of stuff back in high school you would you'd review the game tape and they pull that back up and it's like you just feel all the eyeballs on you.
You just bury your hands in your face.
Yeah, my fault, coach.
Man. He was. I didn't see him, coach. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's my bad. But as far as the match goes, to me, I thought a couple spots that I wanted to mention. They had that kind of an electric chair where they both went over the top rope. Oh, that was pretty brutal. Rhea hit her back, like lower back on the apron, but she then, I believe, returned it into a face buster on the apron, which I thought was crazy to be able to, hold that going over the top rope and doing all that. And one of my favorite spots of the whole match was when Rhea went to hit the Riptide and Jade reversed that into a DDT. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that. And then especially for a lady of Jade's size to pull that off that seamlessly, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was a good sequence. Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I thought it was very good. There's not much I can say negatively about it.
Let me ask you, did you like the fact that Charlotte Flair got involved?
I think it adds an element of like a continuation of the story. So, we had that 6 women tag at Saturday night's main event. So to see them come out and help, it was a good pop for the crowd. And it can kind of transition into maybe like a Jade versus Charlotte type issue if Rhea moves on. And I'm assuming they will because this is the third match they've had.
Yeah, I think that is what they're building to, is the Charlotte Jade match, because I don't know if they showed this on the broadcast. I saw this after the fact, but Charlotte was getting interviewed backstage, and Jade just kind of ambushed her, and her cronies B-Fab and Meechin were back there, and they just beat the heck out of Charlotte, and Rhea was nowhere to be found, I might add. But still, it seemed like they're building to the Jade versus Charlotte match at SummerSlam, which I would be that could be a great match too.
Yeah, I mean we know Charlotte's catalog, so I'm interested to see that, and I like that kind of thing where they still make stuff like tie in together. It makes sense for her to transition to this rather than just like, oh, I lost, and then be in limbo for forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought up to this point in the show, I was happy with it. It wasn't too long. Everything was. Now I was a little behind, so I was skipping some of the commercials. But up to this point, I was like, okay, we're building to something.
Yeah, we got something. It's here.
And then you take an 18-wheeler at 100 miles an hour and just ram it into every positive thought I could have had about this show with the next match. Now, big talking point online.
Hold up now. Yeah, you made a video halfway through watching this event. You were so upset, and you said you weren't going to watch anymore. You did that, right? That was you.
I did. Are you ready that.
Are you ready to say maybe that was a little too reactionary?
Oh no, pal.
Oh, okay. Not taking it back. Okay, all right.
I did watch the Sol Ruca match, and I caught highlights of the Jacob Roman match.
Come on, man.
I'm a man of my word. I'm sorry. I know I have a duty
to provide the people. Match?
No, I didn't watch the Sol Ruca match.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Makes 2 of us.
You were more offended that I did watch that than I didn't. But I'm a man of my word. I said I wasn't going to watch the rest of it, and I did not. When I walked out of the bedroom for when I was watching Clash in Italy, Brock Lesnar was having his hand raised after the match, and that was the moment. If you went on my Disney Plus account right now, that's the last thing you see.
Did you see when Brock said after the match, "What's 1 + 1?" You didn't see that part?
I saw the clip on Twitter, but I didn't see it live.
What does that mean?
I guess he got his win back.
Okay. But why did you say 1 + 1? Yeah, I'm about to say, what the hell is he doing?
1 + 1? Don't you mean 1 and 1 there, Brock?
Nope. You can tell he practiced that in the mirror too.
Well, let's go ahead and open this can of worms. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Now, initially, I wrote a couple things before I got so pissed off I stopped writing. I said that the crowd was rocking for this one. especially
Oh, yeah.
Oba's entrance. I mean, they were singing Brock's, but you could see the arena shaking for Oba's entrance.
I've never heard anybody sing Brock's entrance. I didn't think it was possible, but apparently anything's possible when you got an international audience.
It is really catchy.
Yeah, it is. Brock was getting into it too.
Yeah, I saw him doing a little dance for Oba's theme as well.
Well, don't you do it?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And other than that, I had wrote. This is funny going back and reading this. I wrote, if Oba had lost at the start of this match, I promise I would not be reviewing the rest of the show. Well, oh buddy, I got my wish, just in a different form. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go on a little rant here, Ryan. That's the best. I better just go ahead and clear the area. We're going ISO here, right?
All right, I'll lay out. I'll mute up.
I don't understand the justification, because here's the thing. I'm gonna tear down these arguments, right? Well, they protected him in defeat. He took 7 F5s. He looks better after losing this match than he did before. That makes absolutely no sense. Because if Oba had just won the match, how does that not look better after taking 7 F5s, getting up, beating Brock when Brock looked terrified of him, than, oh, well, it took 7 F5s, but he still lost. Not only that, I see people saying, well, Oba had to lose at some point. Sure, he didn't have to lose this early. He didn't have to lose to a guy that he beat at WrestleMania. He didn't have to lose to a 48-year-old Brock Lesnar who has nothing left to prove, and by all intents and purposes is retiring in 2 months. So if Brock is retiring in 2 months, why not instead? This is the best headcanon booking that I could come up with, which was Oba beats him at WrestleMania. Oba beats him at Clash in Italy. And then Brock is so mentally occupied, he cannot do anything but think about Oba Femi, that he is willing to put his career on the line against Oba because he vows that he will beat Oba. And if he can't, then that means that he doesn't need to be in WWE anymore. And then that's how we get the third match, and Oba wins the third match too. Because again, we don't need 48-year-old Brock Lesnar winning matches against young talent. We just don't need it. So now that Brock did win this match, what do you do to possibly build to a third rematch? Because they threw Oba in the King of the Ring, and I thought they weren't going to do that. So now, are we having Oba lose the King of the Ring to Seth? Are we having Oba get screwed out of the King of the Ring match by Brock Lesnar? Well, if that's the case, why would Brock Lesnar care? He got his win back. Now Oba is the one chasing Brock, not Brock. So I can't logically come up with a reason that Oba Femi would need to lose to Brock Lesnar. And then, and this is the last point I'm going to make, everybody in my comment section, bro, just let it play out. Let it play out. That's the same thing y'all told me when John Cena turned heel. And I called it garbage then, and I'm calling it garbage now. Y'all said, bro, just trust the process. It's going to get good. I don't have faith in WWE anymore to make it good because they don't care about pushing young talent, and it's so obvious. So no, I'm not trusting the process. No, I don't think this loss was needed at all. And no, I'm not just letting it happen for the story. The story is stupid. It doesn't help Oba. There's no way, there's nothing that you can tell me that makes me believe that Oba Femi losing at Clash in Italy was the best case scenario for him and his career going forward.
So you're saying Oba is buried at this point? You're saying it's over, done and buried? Losing to a Mount Rushmore performer, Brock Lesnar, means that Obafemi will never reach the heights of being the next breakout star. Is that what you're telling me, Micah?
I'm not saying that he is completely buried and over and done with, but I'm just saying you can't tell me that right now Obafemi's stock, if there was a price point on it, you cannot tell me that it would be higher today than it was coming out of WrestleMania.
Having one blemish on your resume as a loss to Brock Lesnar is not going to drop your stock, man. That's one of the most quality losses you can have. It took 7 F5s, Micah. Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker, defeated The Street, the most mythical thing in the history of the wrestling business. Was the WrestleMania undefeated streak Undertaker had? Brock Lesnar, it took 3 F5s. Brock Lesnar ended the streak. Oba took 7, and he got locked into the Kimura lock twice. They did everything they could to protect him in this loss. And I know this isn't what you wanted in the booking, Micah, but it didn't hurt Oba. He showed up Monday just as over as he was. He had a fire in his eyes. The crowd was going insane. And he won the first round of the King of the Ring. Just because he lost to Brock Lesnar doesn't mean that he still can't win King of the Ring. And even if he does lose King of the Ring, you still got that in your back pocket. Oba comes to the ring, says, I want Brock Lesnar for the rematch. That's how you build it. There it is right there. And you build to a big marquee match. And I don't know why everybody is saying that Brock is going to retire. Because we thought he was going to retire at WrestleMania. He didn't do it. He came back. So now we're fantasy booking his next retirement? Did we not learn anything from WrestleMania? Micah?
Well, rumor on the street has always been that because it was in Minneapolis, I can't pronounce it apparently, Minnesota, since it's going to be there, Brock apparently was going to retire.
But Brock don't even live in Minnesota no more. He live in Canada.
Well, I mean, that's a good point, but that was the rumor on the street.
Let's talk about the match. Let's talk about the match. So we started out hot, Micah, with Brock rushing in and kind of ambushing Oba and hitting him with one F5. And then Oba proceeds to kick out of that. And help me walk us through this match, Mike. I'm blanking.
Well, it kind of feels like when your life flashes before your eyes to me, because I could feel the rage welling up with every F5 that I saw Oba take. At one point, Oba gets locked in the Kimura lock, and I thought maybe then they would kind of do like a pass out, but Oba literally one-handed stands up, picks Brock up off the ground, slams him down. Brock holds on to it. Stands up again, slams Brock down, gets the Kimura off. Oba got some shine here. I mean, he hit the fall from grace. Again, I didn't love that Brock kicked out of that.
He kind of hit that weak choke slam, though. You remember that?
Yeah, but I think that was because they were selling the Kimura.
Yeah, his arm was hurt. I just thought they mistimed the jump.
Well, it could have been that too. Maybe I'm being a little too gracious. And
Brock is an animal, though. He was getting Oba up with ease.
Oh, like, yeah.
He's 48, man. Look at 48-year-old Brock Lesnar.
I mean, I still say if the aliens came down to Earth and we had to send one warrior, I mean, it's going to be Brock Lesnar. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
But I thought, as much as I hate the fact that Brock won, the finish of the match was polarizing to me. It was so interesting, and this is where I got up out of like I rose up. I was like, hold on, let me lock in.
Okay.
Brock hits Oba with the F5 on the outside, and they go to do the count.
This was silly. This was silly.
You didn't like this?
No, I did not. I thought that was silly.
The count gets to, I believe it was 7, and Oba, after laying there dead like Peter Griffin when he falls down the stairs,
He
just
jumps up.
hit his
Like he's
recovery
Michael
button
Myers.
like it's on 2K,
Yeah, it's just Michael Myers, just nothing.
and gets back in the ring. And I love the camera work here because you can see the genuine fear in Brock Lesnar's eyes. And then he just beat him anyways.
Well, no, Oba goes for the fall of grace, I should say. And Brock landed on his feet behind Oba, and he hit Oba with the 7th F5. And then that's when we got the 1, 2, 3. So, man, this was actually a better match than what they had at WrestleMania. This was a sprint, was a little finisher spam, but they made it exciting for what they did. And I'm on the complete opposite side when it comes to this match, Micah. I don't think this hurt Oba at all, especially when Brock Lesnar is a Mount Rushmore performer. I think losing to Brock Lesnar is probably the best loss you can have. If you had to have Oba lose a match, Micah, I mean, who else would be a reasonable loss for you?
Well, I think
You
it
just want to beat
depends on
everybody.
this.
You just want to beat everybody. Just go in there and go undefeated.
Okay. I'm down.
Does that get boring? You remember we had one Goldberg in the streak? Goldberg in the streak, man. He was undefeated. Goldberg was, and at a certain point, what else can you do? He hasn't lost. How can you make this compelling? You have to put obstacles in the way.
I mean, I agree, but some of the transgressions with Goldberg was haphazard booking, just like we have here, and that's what I worry about. Because I agree with you. If you're gonna have one loss, it's like LeBron, right? He's got the losses in the finals, but like 3 of them are to like the greatest teams ever assembled, right? If you're gonna have a loss in the finals, if it's to that Warriors team with KD, what can you do? It's the same with Brock. What can you can't be mad that you lost to Brock.
But you are mad. You're mad.
I am, because there's a time and a place, and this to me is not the time nor the place. If this was Brock Lesnar 3 years ago, maybe. If we're not 5 months into Oba's main roster run, maybe. If I had 100% surefire confidence that we would see a third match and Oba would get his final win, maybe. But I'm not sure of that.
Stop it. No, it's building to that. Oba brought up Brock on Raw. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he just said, well, it's 1-1. Brock destroyed John Cena in his retirement tour for no good reason. Okay, what reason do I have to believe that they're going to run this back a third time?
Stop it. No, that's totally different. Totally different. Oba brought up Brock in that Raw promo. It's building to a rematch. Now you're just being disingenuous at this point. Why are you being disingenuous? You are being disingenuous. You're saying because Brock squashed John Cena. He should squash John Cena. Look at John Cena. He should have done that.
But what was the purpose? That's what I'm saying. When they say in the main event, matter of fact, we've got a trio of burials for young talent.
John needed to do the honors on the way out. What are you talking about?
For a young talent, 48-year-old Brock Lesnar?
He owed us that. He owed us to do the honors to Brock. You know what? Yeah, it is, because Brock came back from that UFC stint. In his first match back, John Cena beat him. So yeah, he needed his win back. But Oba is building to a rematch with Brock, man. Stop it.
Right.
You're just mad. You're just angry because they didn't go with your fantasy booking and the booking that all the marks online. Shout out to our marks that listen to this podcast. We love you guys. But all you guys on the internet are whining and complaining because they're not doing oh, they're not going with my fantasy booking of Oba beating everybody and winning King of the Ring and beating Roman and beating Seth and beating Cody all in one night. No, okay, sure. We're probably not going that way, but that's the whole point of having a compelling story. You don't know where it's gonna go.
But it's
Just
slow.
enjoy the ride. Well, yeah. We don't do
That's my
fast food
issue.
here, buddy. We don't do fast food here. You
It's
want
so...
you want your one-off bangers, you can go to AEW. We're not getting that here. We tell stories here, pal.
But that's our complaint, is stuff takes too long. It takes forever to get through Raw. We're still doing Bloodline stuff in 2026. We're going to wait for Oba to win his first world title at WrestleMania next year when you could do it at SummerSlam. Braun Breaker still hasn't been a world champion.
You still could. I don't know about Braun Breaker, but you still could do that Oba Femi SummerSlam world title thing. He's still in King of the Ring.
But then there's no reason to have him lose to Brock.
Well, hold up now. I've seen people online. I know I just buried fantasy booking, but I've seen somebody online say that what if Oba wins King of the Ring and Oba challenges Brock night 1 of SummerSlam and he beats him. And on night 2, he faces Roman for the world title and he beats him.
All right.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something?
If that happens,
that's not out the realm of possibility. That could happen.
If that happened, I'll come on the podcast and eat crow. I will admit that I was wrong, and Triple H is the greatest booker of my lifetime. I'll admit that. Whoa.
Taker?
Well, yeah, we got that to talk about. Nonetheless, I was none thrilled with this and how it happened because I have zero faith. If it was Taker booking it, all right, maybe. We'll see what happens then. I trust Oba in his hands.
You know what? You know what Brock needed to do? He should have hit him with a headlock takeover, Micah. Should have hit him with a headlock takeover and to the pinfall, right?
Hey, come on. That's long-term storytelling. They pushed
everybody loved when Darby hit MJF with 4 of those coffin drops in the headlock takeover. Everybody loved that. But when Brock hit 7 F5s, oh no, he's buried. He's buried Oba Femi. But let that little twink hit that headlock takeover, and oh my God, that's cinema. Get out of here.
I didn't like that either. I didn't like Darby winning.
No, I remember we talked about this last week. I said, why did MJF have to hit Darby with a headlock takeover again? Well, that didn't bother me. Oh, that didn't bother you? But this did? Get out of here.
No, I'm saying MJF winning the belt was fine. I didn't like Darby with 4 finishers and the same angle they ran with Brody King 2 months earlier. Like, okay. I didn't like him winning the belt, but the headlock takeover for MJF to win, well, that's cinema fine. Right there.
Okay. Well, just the same people that are complaining about that, probably not you, but the same people complaining about the 7 F5s and Oba losing were the same people that was praising when Darby Allin hit 6 of those coffin drops on MJF and won the title with a headlock takeover. That's all I'm saying, Micah. That's a little little hypocritical. Am I wrong for saying that?
No, I see your point there. I just can't be lumped in with that bunch.
Or you're not lumped into the sickos anymore?
Well,
you were one of last week. You gave that show a 10 out of 10. You said it was better than WrestleMania 17. No, you said it was better than WrestleMania. You said it was WrestleMania quality, better than anything we've seen this year. You put it up there.
I said it was 1. I put it up there with WrestleMania Night 2.
You called it the greatest pay-per-view. You and all the other sickos. It's on Cage Match as one of the most highly rated shows of all time. Like, I'm sure you were opening up your 3 or 4 accounts you had on Cage Match to vote it as 10 out of 10.
Hey, well, what I do in my private time is none of the business of this podcast. But regardless of all that, we'll move on. We'll see what they do with my man Oba Femi. Following that, for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, we had Sol Ruca versus Becky Lynch. Ryan, did you catch this one?
It was on. It was there. The soul hit that soul snatcher, and Becky continues to put over everybody on. People joke, and Becky kind of took some heat for it online about being Becky Hogan, but Becky has put over how many people? Lyra for the IC title. She put her over. She put over Maxine Dupree. She put over AJ Lee, and she put over Old Soul Ruka for the IC title. So Becky is far from generous top star because she's one of the most given person on that main roster. Yes, she probably loses a little too much, but
Yeah.
Soul hit the clean Soul Snatcher finally. They had some shenanigans as they do with Becky and her referee of choice, Jessica Carr. And the trend of them pushing the women to the moon continues. Every time when there's a NXT call up, Micah, with the women's, they're not afraid to put the title on them within a month. But you let that be an NXT men's superstar, oh god, they're not ready. He's not ready. Can't have Ethan Page win the title. Oh, so he'll be on the main roster 1 month. Can't have Oba Femi win the world title. Oh, no, he's been on the main roster 2 months. Too early. But let that be Sol Ruka or
Stephanie.
old Stephanie Vacker. Oh man, world title within 6 months. No problem.
It's crazy because that's what everybody is fiending for in the men's division.
Yeah, it's funny how the dichotomy of the two divisions, how they're treated.
But they do all that, yet somehow they don't give storylines to the women either.
Speaking of no storylines, how bad do you have to be, or how bad do you have to feel if you're Liv Morgan right now? But she had no storylines coming out of WrestleMania, and now she's in the Queen of the Ring tournament. The world champion is in the Queen of the Ring tournament. How does that make sense?
They tried to justify it by saying that she could go for Rhea, but
isn't that stupid?
Yeah. It's like when they used to have the champion in the Royal Rumble. I just thought that was really dumb.
Well, if you're defending the title in the Royal Rumble, that's fine. They had that with Flair. They had the world title on the line in the Royal Rumble for Flair in '92, and they had that again in 2016. They had the title on the line, but really, Micah, the one thing that really bothers me about the New Age King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring that they've been doing the last couple of years is the multi-man matches for the tournament. That is, I hate that so much. And you know what that is, Micah? They just don't want guys taking losses, so they just load up on the multi-man matches to get the star power in there. But then they put some guy that you know has no shot of winning, and he's just there to take the L. Job guy.
Yeah.
Like what happened to the old school way they used to have King of the Ring all in one night, Micah? All singles matches. That was the whole event, King of the Ring. That was the whole appeal of King of the Ring.
Yeah. And if they would actually let the guys have one-on-one matches and go like 15 minutes, or, it depends on the match, obviously, but like when I saw the first bracket, I was actually kind of interested because I thought there were some solid, like the way they had it set up, it looked like one-on-one matches. And then, nah, just kidding. Fatal 4-ways. I was like, okay, man, never mind.
That's so stupid, man. I hate that so much. Like they had the triple threat first round last year, and that was stupid.
Yeah. It's so they can say they had all these guys in it, but what does it matter when they get bumped?
And they don't like guys taking pinfall losses, man. I mean, I'm fine with protecting your guys, but at a certain point, bro, somebody's gotta lose. Somebody's gotta get put over here. Like, I mean, just give me a count out victory or a DQ. I'm okay with just let me see the one-on-one matches. I want to see them wrestle.
God forbid.
Yeah, can we have wrestling? Is that a thing anymore?
Well, like imagine, say for instance, the 4 we had on Monday, right? Mello, Solo,
what? Yeah,
Elba,
but that could have been exactly what we could have had Oba versus Solo, and Carmelo versus Penta. That's a good first round matchup right there. Good
Yeah,
first round
because
matchup.
Oba could have killed Solo in 5 to 8 minutes, and Solo's a bigger guy, so Oba doing that would have been a little physically impressive. And
Yeah.
Melo and Penta could have had
Yeah.
15, 18 minutes and had a really solid match, and it don't really hurt Carmelo because it's Penta and he's Intercontinental Champion. And what happened to this? I don't understand King of the Ring anymore.
Man, that's egregious if you ask me,
Yeah.
but we move on in this PLE. Sol Ruka is the new IC champion, by the way. We didn't say it. And
Yeah.
move on to the tribal combat match, Micah. Jacob
Oh, man.
Fatu versus Roman Reigns.
For the World Heavyweight Championship as well. And let me go out on a limb here, Ryan, and say I didn't watch this full match, but we got to retire the tribal combat concept. They're what? 0 for 3 at this point.
Yeah. The first one was Jay versus Roman.
That stunk.
It did. And then
Was
Solo
Cody?
versus Roman. That was on the first Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, that one was okay. Was Cody versus Roman? No. That was Bloodline Rules.
Yeah, that was Bloodline. Tribal
Makes
combat.
sense.
They're different, Micah. How dare you?
As far as the match goes, like I said, I don't like the walk fighting throughout the arena, and I feel like we see it too much. So the stuff I saw, I didn't really care for that. I thought the spear through the table was a decent spot, but really all I got to talk about is the finish. I'll let you take center stage.
Well, I think the spear through the barricade spot is kind of. Can we just go ahead and shelve that for a little while? Like we see that on every show now.
Yes, Braun and Roman.
We see that on every show. Yeah, I swear it's every single Raw, SmackDown, NXT. We see it on every show now. Too many guys got spears as a finisher.
Yeah, that too.
But yeah, we got that in the match. Jacob Fatu took a man. He just kind of got his whooped in his whole match. Did it feel like he was getting dog walked the whole match?
From what I saw, yeah, I saw like it was basically a 5-minute clip, and I feel like I saw like 2 Jacob highlights, and the rest was just Roman. And I was kind of like, yeah, that tells me about everything I need to know.
Yeah, Roman was just beating him up, man, the whole match. He was on offense. And I don't know who this helped. I don't know why we need to do this. If you weren't gonna go all the way with Jacob, I wouldn't have booked this match. I think Jacob comes out of this whole feud as just like Michael Cole told us later on. He got neutered right there. Roman just pissed in his mouth.
That's probably one of the worst calls I've ever heard in my life.
He cut his legs out, man. Michael Cole, was he fed that line to say?
I have no idea. I get what he was going for, like the analogy, because it's a werewolf, and he's tamed the wolf. But like, bro, just say he tamed the wolf. To say that he was neutered, to say that you neutered the Samoan werewolf. I mean, it literally does not get worse.
And it's crazy because we went to such an emotional, bloody, story action packed match the night before with El Grande versus El Grande. And then we went to this where this is supposed to be tribal combat, family member versus family member. Supposed to be an emotional feud. Micah, Jacob is coming for everything that Roman has. He wants to be the leader of the household, the leader of the family. And then just it was kind of tame. I mean, we got a few chair shots. I think we got a few table spots, but no blood, and it was just an expected match. I thought they had a better match at Backlash. But yeah, man, this made me the same way you were angry at the Oba Brock match. This was me during that Jacob Roman match. I was throwing furniture, man, because this is one of our favorite guys, Jacob Fatu. Man, we've been singing his praises for years now, and this is how you treat him. His first big time feud for the world title. He gets beat back to back by Roman, and then the next night he takes a knee for Roman, acknowledges Roman. Roman just punks him out, and now we're rolling back the clock, and we're all of a sudden it's 2022 again.
Well, to that same
to the
token
base.
about the bloodline, I have a stat for you.
Oh, go ahead.
So, because I had the same thought, I was like, we're really running this back, and I really hate it. So this is from _cheap_shot on Twitter. The bloodline story, and this was as of yesterday, June 2nd. The WWE bloodline storyline is at 1,789 days and counting. These are the things that it has now outlasted. The entire WWE Attitude Era, World War I, the mainstream career of Nirvana, the American Civil War, the Beatles' global touring era, the entire presidency of Abraham Lincoln, the entire lifespan of the app Vine, the entire WCW NWO storyline, the entire amount of time it takes you to go through high school, a standard college degree.
Come on, man.
The Apollo manned moon landings, and the building of the Titanic.
Okay. Are we counting the whole entire? Because they were kind of not a thing after WrestleMania 40, right? They kind of shelved it. Was it still the bloodline?
Well, I know they kind of segued it into the MFTs.
It never ended. But how is that the bloodline?
Well, if you go to their Wikipedia page,
so it's the MFTs and the bloodline are interchangeable.
I guess it all counts as the same story because the MFTs are an extension of the bloodline, like NWO Wolfpack.
But NWO Wolfpack was still going on while NWO was still a thing. I don't think the bloodline was happening when the MFT things took off, was it?
Yeah, because it segued straight out of it. Because remember, we went into that summer with Solo feuding with Cody.
Oh God, don't remind me of that. It's crazy when you break it down like that.
And
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, just at what point do we ask ourselves, what are we genuinely doing? Because I already brought up the Oba stuff, whether you disagree or not, that's whatever. I think that it hurt Oba, and it's one of those things where it's not needed while you're pushing young talent. Not only that, you have now pissed down Jacob's leg whenever you gave him the tongue and death grip, and you put him in a main event feud. And then in the main event segment on Raw, Seth Rollins beats Braun Breaker. He's up 2-1 now on Braun. So it feels like in WWE, we talked about it earlier, when they push these young guys, it's one step forward and two steps back every single time. And I thought finally, with Oba winning at Mania, Brock coming back, interrupting Seth, Jacob coming out the next night on Raw and declaring himself as Roman's first challenger. Okay, The new age is upon us. And instead, it's the same safe guys I've been watching. It's the same safe booking with the same guys I've been watching for 10 to 15 years now. And I can't care anymore.
Hey, bro, I realized something when I was watching the Seth and Braun match on Raw. Seth has been, this is what, 14th year with the company on the main roster, right?
Believe
Debuted in
so.
2012. So just put that in perspective. Triple H debuted in 95. By 2009, that was his last full-time year on the main roster. And it just seems like Seth Rollins is just never going to go away.
No.
Isn't that
Nor
crazy?
will,
You think
nor
about
will
it.
Roman. Like, he's just still in the main event
Well,
scene.
at least Roman's part-time. You ain't got to see him that much. But Seth he's pretty much there every week.
Yeah. I don't even know
Isn't that
where to
crazy?
tackle Seth, and if that is crazy to think about, because I remember Triple H feeling like, wow, he's been around forever by
Yeah.
2009.
It didn't feel right. He was on SmackDown in like 09.
Yeah.
And now Seth is on year 14, man.
And like, think
Doesn't feel right
about
when he
how
goes
many
deep.
eras Triple H went through: New Generation, Attitude, Ruthless Aggression, then into the PG era.
Yeah.
Seth has been in like 2 versions of WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're really not even that different from each other.
Well, one has more ads. More ads.
Yeah. Saudi,
Yeah, you got Saudi.
same guys from 15 years ago.
Pretty much, yeah. Minus the
So,
Kofi Kingston.
yeah. The lifer and Dolph Ziggler. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. I am beyond disinterested right now with WWE. Weekly TVs, PLEs. AAA is about the only thing in WWE that I'm really like behind.
Well, what would you rate Clash in Italy?
Well, that's what I was about to segue and ask you. I personally, I only watched half of it. My low rating for the year, as of right now, is WrestleMania Night 1, which is a dud. I don't think this was that bad, but I think I gave Elimination Chamber a 4. That's my second lowest. I'm going to 3. The feeling that I had after this, and then rehashing it with the Jacob match, I have no good feeling about the direction of the men's division moving forward.
What was your match tonight?
I'd probably go Jade and Rhea.
Okay.
How about you?
I'll go Brock and Oba as the match of the night.
That's rage bait.
No, it's not, bro. That was a really good match. It was a sprint. That's what we always wanted. We said if they're gonna have a match together before they even wrestle, he said we got to do a sprint with some finisher spam. That's what we got, and the crowd was going insane, and they protected Oba. I know you seem to think of the opposite opinion there, but that's fine. I think I'll give the show a 5.5 because I did think that the Rhea Jade match was good, the Oba Brock match, and I mean parts of the Jacob Roman match was good, but it's just the booking was a little infuriating for me. And the opening match with Gunther and Cody, they kind of held back. We didn't get all what we should have got with that match. So yeah, it was just a middle of the road PLE, and yeah, it just left me feeling down when
Well,
we went off the air.
I'd just like to compare something, Ryan. You thought this was better or worse than Elimination Chamber? Because you got Elimination Chamber at a 4.
I don't remember what happened in that show. What was the main event?
2 bad Chambers, Punk versus Finn, and Becky versus AJ.
Oh yeah. This was better than that.
And you think this is better than Double or Nothing last month?
Oh yeah, easily.
Or last week, I should say.
Yeah,
Easily, you said.
easily. Yeah, easily. Bro, I'd rather watch a 2.5 hour PLE any night of the week compared to a 5 hour slog where they mutilate each other and kick out of everything.
Yeah, they didn't even mutilate each other. They didn't bleed.
They had a cinder block, Micah.
Well, yeah, but the spot was stupid. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah,
Well,
though. Too
regardless,
long. It went too damn long.
is it time to move to some real graps, Ryan? Can we please talk about arguably my match of the year? We're gonna have a tall task at the end of the year reviewing these two. I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch them side by side. But it's time, and I've hyped this up. I
We,
want to say on the pod, I've been on this train. The AAA
you,
train is rolling.
you have, you completely flipped me because I was not on the AAA hype train like you, but I gave it a shot a couple weeks ago, and I've been a consistent viewer ever since. And they did not disappoint with. I actually watched the whole show, but we're not going to talk about the whole show. We're just going to talk about what everybody wants to talk about. This could be, Micah, without a doubt, the match of the decade. And I'm not even being hyperbole here. It had everything you could have wanted in a marquee matchup, and they
Yeah.
delivered in every aspect. And I'm not even if you haven't seen this match, whatever you're doing, pause this podcast, come back to it. Don't just put us down forever. But go watch this match and then come on back and listen to what we got to say about what they did in AAA over the last weekend.
So this was El Grande Americano versus the OG El Grande Americano, and if you've been sleeping under a rock, this has been. I mean, the fans are eating this up in Mexico right now. Which I mean, hey, we are too right here in America, but down there they've been serenading El Grande Americano. There's been this long story kind of playing out over the last year, some on the main roster, a lot down here, but man, it's really hard. It's really hard to say perfect in wrestling.
No, but it started out, Micah. The video package was great. The video package, you didn't have to watch this whole feud from beginning to end. You got pretty much the gist of it with this incredible video package they had.
Yeah. It's like a
And
comic
then,
book style too, which
yeah,
even adds into like, how much, because the whole story has been Americano's a superhero in Mexico. He's like El Santo. And then
yeah,
to kind of tie that all together with the comic book package, I thought that was great.
yeah. And the entrances, man, the heat that El Grande got when he came out there, and then when the what do they call the other El Grande? It's the OG El Grande, the original El Grande, and then what do they call the other one? The only, the
I
only El
couldn't even
Grande.
tell you, to be honest with you. I referred to
Okay,
them as Gable and Ludwig just because it was
hey,
easier.
baby, come on, what? What are you talking about there?
Okay,
But
we'll just say
original,
Americano and Gable.
there you go. Well, Gable or the original Americano came out, and he got mega heat. And then when the only El Grande came out, they were throwing the babies in the air. It felt like the crowd, they would legit dive onto El Grande if he was about to lose this match. It just felt like he could do no wrong in Mexico. They were throwing the
Yeah.
babies in the air, Micah.
I wrote again, we watched that Von Erich documentary. I wrote that if Americano needed organs, that they would donate them. They would
Yeah.
call the hospital and donate their organs for this man. They are that behind him.
If he was
And
running for mayor, he would get elected tomorrow.
yes. And they had the mariachi bands and the entrances, which I thought that was just so cool. It just Ah, man, the pack. I kid you not, I'm getting chills right now thinking back about this match and the presentation of it. This is what I want in wrestling. I don't need the giant LEDs, man. We don't have to overcomplicate this. Two guys with a purpose and a reason that they hate each other, and just a fan base that cares so much about cheering the guy and booing the guy, not singing the song, not, oh, well, what's this guy doing outside of, wrestling and da da da. No, just a baby face and a heel going in there and fighting. And that's what this was. This was old school. I loved it. Now,
Yeah.
going into a couple of my notes here.
Yeah,
I
go ahead and
know,
walk us through this because we had a lot that went on in this match.
yeah, I got a paragraph, honestly. I know that the
Okay.
commentators are selling the atmosphere when they're saying, this is one of the craziest arenas I've ever been in, the most rabid crowds. But like in this situation, I don't feel like they're overselling it because it was that crazy. And I have never experienced anything like this in person.
Hey, yeah,
So to see this in like live, my real life, I'll say yes, this is one of the rabid atmospheres. I mean, they were booing every table break. They could see it. If Ludwig breathed and they could see, or I'm sorry, Americano breathed
hey,
and they could see it, they were cheering.
I was gonna say they were reacting every punch, every kick. They had a boo and a cheer. They never sat on their hands, and they were loud throughout this whole entire match. Like it just felt like a big fight feel in the air, and they were there. They were on the edge of their seat throughout the whole match.
And as far as the match goes, I have a couple notes. It's so much happened that honestly, I was like very much engulfed in the moment. First off, Chad Gable throwing that office chair like that. There's no good way to get hit by an office chair. And also, I don't know about you, if you've ever picked one of them things up, but they are not light.
No, they got some weight to them. Yeah,
So to see him just manhandle that was insane to me. And one thing that I love, and we don't see this much on the main roster, I'll pass it off to you, Ryan, after this. We got some color. And not just,
well,
oh, I hit you and he bends down and he nah, this was hard way. Made him bust the
th-
hard way.
this was the most blood I think I've seen in a WWE match in a long time.
Probably Punk and Drew was the last I could recall.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just love that because I felt like this needed that,
It did. It was an emotional, bloody back and forth. Like I said earlier, man, that's what Fatu and Roman Reigns should have been. And then we got it from the most unlikeliest of duos in El Grande versus El Grande. And we
Yeah.
got the run ins too. We got the run ins, Micah. I know you're a big fan of those.
Triple H
What
has
was the
fingerprints on this one.
what was the guy's name in the hit OG El Grande with the guitar? Was it Pimpinolo?
Uh, honestly, don't remember off the top of my head just because I'm not
He
very
was the
familiar with
Exotica.
him.
Because they have exoticas in Mexico, and I believe he's actually been around a long time. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. If I'm not, forgive me, our AAA fans out there, but I believe Pimpinolo was the guy's name, and he was a mainstay on Lucha Underground too back in the day. That's where I recognized him from. I didn't know he was in AAA, but yeah, he came out there to even the odds and to get revenge on OG El Grande Americano. So yeah, he hit El Grande with the guitar, and I believe that was before that the comedian, what's his name, Micah, the blind comedian that they have over there.
I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah, I think he hit him with the walking stick, and then when he got back in the ring, that was when Pipe, I think you said his name was,
Yeah.
yeah, pulled the Jeff Jarrett, hit him with the guitar, and when he hit him with that guitar, oh my God,
The
the
crowd exploded.
pop!
Yeah. Did the Credo show up before that?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, we got that. The Credos. Is that what they call themselves?
I mean, I believe it.
Okay, all right. Well, those guys. We had Bravo and
Ryo.
Rio. Yeah, they they brawled to the back. I could have done without that, but it was the crowd was hot for it, so I let it slide. And yeah, and then that's when we got the more shenanigans, and then the is it the ring announcer or the interviewer? They got fired. What was her
I
name?
believe reviewer.
Okay, well, she showed up, had a ticket, and was cheering on the only El Grande at ringside, and she showed the OG El Grande because he was confused as to why she was there. She showed him that she had a ticket and she was a customer for this whole endeavor. And then what did JBL say? He said we should deport her or something like that. Did
Yeah.
JBL say that? Or did he? I think he said that about a comedian. I think he said that she was getting involved in altercations in the elevator in Florida.
Yeah, that was it. And then he said we should deport the blind comedian. Meanwhile, ladies and
JBL still
gentlemen,
got it.
the event was literally in Monterrey, Mexico. Where are we going to deport him to, Mr. JBL?
Hey, JBL still got it, man. I don't care what nobody say.
Hey, when you got it, sometimes it just don't leave.
Yeah, but they were hitting each other with, man, these punches. You couldn't see through them. The slams, they laid it in. The blood added to the ambiance. Was it Chad that hit that kind of? It was like an angle slam off the steel steps. You remember seeing that?
Yeah, it was some type of. I think they called it an angle
Slam?
slam, but it was a little different. It was odd. There was also, I don't know if you remember this, but I don't even know what to call it. It was like a tilt-a-whirl face buster on the stairs.
Yeah, that was nasty.
And again, I could, there might be a better scientific term for it, but I don't know it. But it was nasty. I mean, this was a war. Genuine, like, war. It has everything you want in a wrestling match. No
Somebody
see-through
online,
bull crap. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, somebody online described it as if the end of Nacho Libre, the movie, like that 2005 movie with Jack Black, if the end of that movie and Roman and Cody at WrestleMania 40 had a baby, it would be this match right here.
Yeah. Because again, much like that, it pretty much has everything you could possibly want.
And in the end, going to the finish of this match, Micah, the only El Grande lined up for the last shot, and he did that little flying headbutt, and he got the pin. And then the OG El Grande had to unmask Micah. We finally got the reveal.
Yeah. And I thought this was such a beautiful moment after the match. Just
Yeah.
first off, the pop whenever Americano wins the match, and then the reveal of Chad Gable.
Let me back it up. Let me back it up. So the original El Grande brought his family into the ring, and his little son had a mask on too with a full singlet. Did you see that?
No, I didn't catch that.
So his son came up in the ring looking like a mini Chad with with a mask on too, and his son took his mask off when Chad took his mask off.
No
It was just
way. I know. I
it
didn't
was
catch that
hilarious.
at all.
They pulled like a you ever see Rocky, Micah? It felt like the end of Rocky 4 with I think it was the Russian Drago.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, Ivan dropped. He turned babyface at the end of the movie. And that's basically what we got here at the end of this match. The mask that Chad Gable was wearing kept all his blood in. As soon as he took the mask off, the blood just started flowing. And then Chad cut this emotional promo about who he is, and he praised the only El Grande and said that he doesn't know when or where, but Chad Gable will be back in AAA. And the fans embraced Chad, and they had a little show of respect. The original El Grande, as we know, is Chad now, and the only El Grande shake hands, and Chad hands the only the mask, and then we get the beautiful mariachi band, mariaca, the band at the end. Like,
Mariachi.
yeah, there you go, there it is. They started playing the music, and then the only El Grande started dancing with his ring announcing girlfriend, and yeah, man, just a beautiful scene at the end.
Yeah. I mean, just it is pro wrestling at its core. You see the baby face, have the confetti fall on them, and all feels right in the world in this moment. And it's one of those things where it's a perfect storm. The crowd was so into the match. The guys went to war. Nothing was see through. They laid it in. They knew that at this moment in time, this was the biggest match of their career. And you're never gonna. I won't say never, but you're gonna have a hard time replicating this atmosphere and this experience. So you better go out there and make the most of it. And I think both those guys accomplished just that. This is one of my favorite matches I've ever seen. This is one of those things, we always talk about, does it pass the, will I go back and watch this? And I absolutely will. Multiple times, probably by the time we do the end of the year awards. And I think that there is no, I hate to spoil it this far, but the only thing right now that I might would give a nod to would be Punk and Roman. But even then, I don't know that it's beaten this match for match of the year.
It's it's crazy how we got here too, Micah. The coincidences that we had to get this match. And I can't take credit for this. It was a shout out. The guy's name is like Danny Man Talks Wrestling on TikTok, but he broke it down. He's actually been covering a lot of this AAA stuff, but he broke it down like if Penta doesn't beat Chad Gable on his debut, then Dom doesn't tell Chad to meet his friend in Mexico to overcome luchadors. And if Rey Mysterio doesn't get injured the night before WrestleMania, he probably beats and unmasks El Grande at WrestleMania, and that would have been the end of the story. And if WWE doesn't buy AAA and announces it the day of WrestleMania Night 1, we probably don't even get this far. And if Chad Gable doesn't get injured by Vikingo at Worlds Collide, then he doesn't go away and we wouldn't get the real El Grande. And it's crazy to think, Micah, that the most unexpected 5-star classic that we got of this decade was between El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. You gotta
Yeah.
love pro wrestling, man.
And once again, and I'll end it with this because this has been the topic of the entire show. When we see new people do things that we don't normally get to see them do, look at how much better the product could be and should be. And that's really all I have to say about it. If you have not seen this match, it's on YouTube, super accessible. Please go out of your way. We don't say that a whole lot. Go out of your way to catch this.
It was so good that WWE announced the day of Raw on Netflix that, hey, stay tuned. We're going to show the El Grande versus El Grande match right after this show. It was so good they had to play it on the Netflix showing the Raw.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, they did. And it's sitting right now on WWE's YouTube channel with 2 million views.
And that's insane because most of the AAA shows that I watch, and maybe it's because I watch them early, they don't get but like 200,000 views a week.
This latest one got 400,000 so far. But still, yeah, that's insane though. 2 million.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, go out of your way to watch El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. Make sure, because hey, right now Taker's cooking, make sure you go back and watch AAA this Friday, or no, Saturday, excuse me. And make sure you come back to hear us talk about it. I can't say for sure that we will be here next week. I know we've got some big events coming up in the next days, me and Ryan both. But stay tuned to our socials. I'll let you guys know for sure. Following that, mid-year awards are coming up soon. I'll release a full schedule out on our socials so you guys can be tapped into that and know when we're scooping and slamming next. But we appreciate you coming to hang out. Hope you have a good weekend. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you later.